So I got a text message from some people at the thrift store that they just got 2 Gaylords full of vintage clothing that they picked up from someone's house. So this video is going to be guest starring everybody in the family, and I mean everybody. Like Delo's here, Israel's here, and look, my dad is in town and my husband is driving, and we are headed to the thrift store because although we were clearly doing family things, you really can't let an opportunity like that pass you by. And I think everybody in the car here realized that selling vintage clothing is my favorite thing to sell. We're gonna go see if we can find some treasure. And this kid who's trying to make money to buy a car wants to invest his money because he's got like $120 right now that he wants to invest in some stuff to flip on eBay. And if he just keeps reinvesting that, then within the year he should be able to buy himself a car, right, Delo?
Sure.
So do you want to buy some of the stuff today?
Yeah, I guess.
He said he wants to buy the most expensive stuff. Israel's birthday's in a couple days, and he needs y'all to know that.
It started in 2 days and now it starts in 7 days.
Oh yeah, it was 2 days and now it's 7. You know, preschool math. Anyway, we're gonna find some goodies and show you guys an entire haul. Do this. Okay, we are sweating to death, but we filled up the entire vehicle. There was no air back there, so it was a all hands on deck type thing. And Delo's pretty excited. He ended up splitting the lot of stuff with me. They charged us $1 an item. Say hi, Israel.
Hi.
They charged us $1 an item, and we had 139 items. So 140 bucks, and then I went back and got this Mickey Mouse that's on the top, and he was $5. So we're at like $144 for everything. We are thinking of splitting it up like Drew Profit Monsters and Matt Easy style, and just laying it all out and taking turns, but he needs a little bit of help because he's not sure what things are worth. So I think we're gonna film that part too. You guys would probably like to see that. Hit the thumbs up if you want to see that. Tell them.
Do it.
Hit the thumbs up now.
Yep, now.
What if they're not subscribed? Can you imagine watching this video and not being subscribed?
Nope.
That'd be embarrassing.
It would.
All the cool kids are subscribing.
You better do it.
So as much as I love a long video, guys, this is gonna be too long of a video if I do not break it up into a 2-part series. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm breaking this video up, and one of the videos is going to go live on Friday, and the next one will be available immediately for your consumption on Saturday. So please definitely check these out. Let me know what you think about them, and subscribe and turn on notifications so you know when that second video goes live. And guys, enjoy the heck out of this video. Let's get straight into it. Again, I'm not sure exactly how to showcase all of these pieces to you, and some of them are probably going to show best by kind of trying them on. I can tell you that this lady and I were a similar size, but she is a little smaller frame than me. Many of these clothes are petite and the shoulders don't quite fit, which is probably a good thing because I would want to keep half of the items here. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to sell them, and haven't yet decided with my son exactly how we're going to divide it up. Now that it comes down to actually listing and photographing these items, he's not so sure how well he wants to actually get in on this deal. So to be determined on whether or not we split these items, exactly how we split them. Let me just start at the top and show you guys the very first thing here is this fantastic dress. Now this one I may try on and see if this fits me, because look at this wrap dress here. It's like a faux wrap and there's a belt with it. You know what? I'm just gonna try this on. Let's just see if it fits. Okay, I'm not really sure exactly how this belt works because it just has these 2 pieces and a ring. Maybe I'll just tie the belt up for now loosely and show you guys this dress that I'm pretty sure is not gonna make it onto eBay because it's so pretty. First of all, here are the shoulders. Look at this detail that flows right up to the collar. You want to see the full length? I know you want to see it full length. Okay guys, this dress, how absolutely fantastic is this dress? It's knee length at least. Has a, I would say a faux wrap, but it does kind of, like the dress doesn't wrap, it's sewn here. But this dress is so beautiful. There are like these on the sleeves. I'm not sure exactly what those are for. Oh, it looks like maybe there was a button here at one point, so you could cuff that. Oh, got it. Over here you can see what it's supposed to look like. I have not mentioned yet what my cost was per item on these pieces. $1. $1 per item for all 140 items that you guys are gonna see. So comment down below whether or not you think I should keep this fabulous dress. Show you this detailing on the shoulders once again. This is probably, what do you think, 70s on this dress? I love it. I think she's mine. Okay, the next items that I got are these hats. Let me just show you the hats I thought were cool enough to pick out. And I picked up all of this stuff before I had a price. So they were sending these items to be recycled because nobody in this community is going to buy anything like this. And they know that I buy to sell. They know that I look for vintage, so they called me, guys, and invited me to come look through this stuff. I filled a cart and then kept piling it, and they finally determined they were going to charge me $1 an item. So I bought this Boy Scout hat. Again, before I knew exactly that they were $1 an item. So some of the items definitely are worth more than $1, like that last dress, and some of them probably what I would have paid typically. A lot of these hats. Look at this LA Dodgers hat. Now the things I look for, you've got the licensed MLB logo here. Look for Made in America on hats. Two brands that I like to pick up on vintage hats are Swingster and K Products. But I've told you in the past, hats really don't do that well for me. I don't know why I keep picking them up, but this one is so cool. So I don't know, this is kind of small though. I wonder if this is a youth size. Or I just have a really big head. There's a lot of hair here. I think that this might be a youth size. So I will put that in the listing, but this hat is so cool. And then here is another one that this is old St. Louis Rams knitted hat here. There we go. There's a focus and it has the ball on top. So it doesn't say St. Louis. You could still definitely use this today to cheer for the Rams. I think they're in Los Angeles, right? But Rams beanie here. Not gonna put that on. I don't want to get makeup all over it. Pretty cool hat. Oh, I just threw these in. So again, I don't know if I got charged $1 an item. This is not something I would have picked up for $1 at the thrift store. So I don't know if she counted this as the items I was being charged $1 for, but these are two little sweatbands from maybe the 70s, I would say. My dad brought up a really good point. He said, you know, you can determine based off of this woman's age, you know, how old was she when she wore these different clothing items? How old were the kids? And you can kind of date it off of that because this is one person's collection, you guys. The children's clothes here are from the 60s, and then so you can tell as they get older what pieces would be from the 70s, what pieces, you know, she was a mom and what age maybe she was a grandma, and how her fashion choices might have changed around her age. So that was a really good tip, I feel like, from my dad, who's not a reseller but should be. Okay, this next item is a vintage t-shirt. It just says Youth and Community Day, Millington, 1986. So a really cool shirt here. This is on a Screen Stars, yes, Screen Stars large tag here. And I don't know, you know, that may be like a $10 or $12 item at the end of the day because it doesn't have like some really fantastic logo on it, but it is a cool vintage tee. I got a lot of women's dress shirts because I think I'm going to maybe not just sell these as is and work a really cool project with these, but every one of these women's dress shirts I got has this long kind of like a scarf-like detail. And I told you, I think that she is a little bit smaller than me. I don't know that I'm going to be able to get my shoulders in her shirts. Maybe I can and show you guys kind of more what these look like. Because that scarf detail is so cool. And if you're thrifting vintage and you like that 70s, 80s vibe, then that's probably something you're going to want to look for. Yeah, it's a little tight throughout the arms, but I don't know. It's a pretty cool shirt. So we'll just tie it up to there, and then you could take the scarf. I guess you could tie it a number of different ways. You could probably just let it loose. I look like a bank teller from like 1978 or something. These clothes remind me of what my grandma's house always smelled like. So let's tie a really pretty bow here. Ta-da! How beautiful is this? Oh, you see the trouble that I'm gonna have since we were very similar size in getting rid of all this? I want this. You guys keep me strong in the comments and say, Rachel, sell the clothing, quit trying to keep everything. This shirt is fantastic. It's a beautiful pattern, and I'm not really sure exactly how much, just a no name, like it's not like some famous brand or anything. The brand is Saint Emilion, 100% polyester, made in China. This is definitely picked up more for the style than the material or the brand or anything like that. It's just such a cool style, and get a load of the pattern. They're very geometric. Geometric would be a keyword to list a top like this. Next piece that I have is another women's dress shirt. This has a scarf-like detail attached to it as well. I know you guys don't want to see me try every single one of these shirts on. This one has a side tag, and let's see if it's union made. Not union made. The tag is Corette, and oh, it is union made actually. So let me just show you, that is the detail that I look for. So Corette, and then underneath here, you'll see that it says union made. Just to tell you guys, because I feel like I keep hiding them, I've been working on one of my vehicles this week trying to fix a problem with the intercooler blowing up some oil, and I have oil underneath my fingernails, so you're just gonna have to get over it. I've scrubbed it, I promise, and they're just black underneath. Anyway, so here's this Corette top, size 8. I think most of her stuff is a size 8, and again, that's the union made tag that you want to look for, and a lot of really cool vintage pieces, so look for that. Another cool shirt there. This one, I had to look up who this guy is. Maybe one of you guys are a super fan of his and you're just like, Rachel, how did you not know who John Waite is? John Waite. And it says Paradise Tours. So on a shirt like this that doesn't have sleeves, and you're not going to be able to look at the sleeve and see if it's single stitch, go down to the bottom. Same applies to long sleeve shirts. Go down to the bottom and see if you can see that single thread there. See that? See that single stitch? That is what people mean when they say single stitch. Pretty self-explanatory once you figure it out. But this is really pretty. If I knew John Waite, or could even remember the song that once my husband Googled him and he told me that he sings, I might consider keeping it. This will be for sale. Who knows? I mean, some of the John Waite shirts on there, while he was touring with other people, sold for like upwards of $60. I don't know if that one will or not, but I'm happy to put it on there and let it ride and see how much it sells for, because I didn't see one exactly like that. Speaking of adorable little tank tops, look at this, straight out of the 70s. Oh my gosh. You know what this calls for? This one calls to be tried on. It is such a problem when you love fashion and you find a vintage haul where she was your size. I don't know about this shirt. This one might be a little tight for my liking, so probably won't hang on to it, but this is what a beautiful little tank top like that would look like. Probably, again, I'm thinking late 70s, maybe early 80s on this. Beautiful, beautiful tank, and it has a zipper down the back here. So I don't think I've even found a brand, like a tag on this. I'm just confident that, again, with good keywords and measurements, I can insert a good description in this. So I'll probably list this as like a medium and just put really, really good keywords in it. But look at this material. She's fabulous. Another way to help date clothing, because when I picked this up, I wasn't exactly sure if it was vintage. I mean, because something can look vintage and not be, and the fact that this does not have any type of a brand or anything, I checked out the hardware, because I told you it does have a zipper, and here is a very vintage Talon zipper. Now, could somebody make a reproduction item and put a vintage zipper on it? Absolutely. A lot of work to go through, and seeing how this piece was in the midst of an entire vintage collection of someone's, I could confirm that this is a vintage piece. So check your zippers, buttons, tags, materials. These are all giveaways and clues to an item's age and whether or not it is vintage. A word on that also, because recently in the Instagram community, we were talking amongst other resellers about what is declared vintage, and vintage is actually 20 years or older. So items from 2001, guys, items from 2000, those are vintage. I know I graduated in 2004. I don't want to think that the things that were in style and that I was wearing and while I was in high school are considered vintage now, but I'm 35, guys. They are vintage. And so if it was something that you wore and you're 35 or older and you wore it to high school, It's vintage. A few more women's tops that I want to go through a little bit quicker would be this gorgeous 1970s all the way daisy or poppy. Are those daisies you think, or poppies? The red ones make me think poppies. Look at the collar on this. Pointed collar would be a keyword here. Disco is probably going to be a keyword for me. Hippie. Like, this top is so phenomenal. You can just feel the polyester right through the screen, right? So this top, I will probably price this at least in the 40s, but I might shoot high and go into the 70s or something. Go into the 70s with this top to begin with. I really think that she is beautiful. I said I was going to go faster with these tops. Here is another one that has a molded, like an attached scarf piece, and this one is probably more 80s. The brand on this one is Laura May Petites, and this is a size 8 petite, so this is probably not one that's going to fit me. Most of the petite sizing doesn't work for me. I'm 5'7", I'm not super tall, but I'm not petite. This one is Diversity Petite, size 8 petite as well. Has some built-in shoulder pads and some pleating. If you're not familiar, that would be considered pleating. At the shoulders here, you could say puff shoulder would be a good keyword. This is just beautiful, and I will probably end up redesigning this for a private label collection that is coming. Y'all know I'm gonna try this on. Let's just try this on. Oh, she's tight. Oh yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. She's cute, but it's too tight. But this is a piece that I could struggle a little bit more with, because she had little boys who were little boys in the late 70s, early 80s. Is this a little boy sweater? Is this mom's sweater? This seems pretty tight on me. It does have some stretch to the fabric. This is like a terry cotton type, like almost a towel-like material. Absolutely zero size tags, so I'll probably just list it as a small vintage sweater and then offer up measurements, because I definitely have some friends smaller than me that this sweater would fit. And this is the time where you're thinking, maybe I need to ask my girls to model some stuff for me, because I feel like that would showcase so much better on somebody. Here is another turtleneck that zips up the back. Let me just go ahead and zip that up, and I will tell you all the reasons I bought this sweater. Again, we have a talon zipper, and look at the scalloped detail around the neck of this. If this does not scream Marsha Brady, I don't know what does. The material is so beautiful, straight out of the 70s. This turtleneck is fantastic, and somebody will absolutely have to buy this from me. Look for this in a future sold video. I guarantee you this will sell for over $40. I'm just gonna put it out there right now. There's no brand. I've never sold a shirt like that. We'll just see what happens. Here's an item that is not women's and is not a women's shirt. These pants, when I got there, the manager said I found the very first pair of jeans ever, and I just was like, oh my gosh, she found old jeans. But actually, these are old Revelation Western Auto Supply Company out of Kansas City, Missouri shooting pants. So you would have worn these to go shoot your gun, any type of a sport rifle or anything. Let me show you. Kind of like Carhartt equivalent. I guess it depends on where you're from, what you wear your Carhartts for. The zipper on this is a T-E-E zipper, and these are just really cool shooting pants. Haven't ran comps on these yet. Can you see how stiff these are? These were hung up 3 decades ago, and I haven't checked the pockets on every single one of these pieces, but I did find something cool. Oh, there's something in this pocket. I did find something cool in one of the kids' pockets. Let's just see what this is real quick. It says cleaning pointers for waterproof hunting garments. So they're waterproof. Okay, do not immerse in liquids, no detergents. Oh, okay, so there's this entire little brochure, this little pamphlet about how to clean hunting garments like this. And it says Inspector 2015. So these are instructions. I wonder if these pants were ever even worn then. They may not have been. These may be just, I can't say new old stock because there's not any original tags, but I can say never worn. New other maybe. Those are really cool. Yeah, these hunting pants I feel like will offer a pretty good return. Remember that everything I show you in this 2-part video series, altogether I spent $140, well $139, and then I went back for a Mickey Mouse and he was $5, so I'm actually at $144 for everything. This adorable little vest is a lawman brand vest. This is a size medium. I had a $4 tag. I don't know if they tried to sell it maybe at a yard sale at some point or something. Let's just try her on. That's cute. It's a cute little little crop style. I probably would not wear this. I have some vintage Levi's vests that I don't really even get much use out of yet, so I won't be keeping this, but I will definitely be selling it. And it may be fun to do an entire photo shoot one day and model these pieces and actually list them that way, tried on. Again, some pieces show phenomenally with the white background and some pieces need a little bit of sass to get them sold. This next piece, you guys, oh my gosh, she took care of her outerwear like nobody's business. Let me get this out of its protective bag here. The hangers are even so cool. Look at the belts on the back of this coat. Oh my gosh, this piece is so Jackie O. Look here. Now, I'm thinking again with the help of my dad dating this, 60s on this. The pointed details on the pockets here and the bright color, because I was originally thinking maybe 70s, and he brought up a good point that this is a little bright for the 70s. So let's get this opened up, and that way we can all see what brand it is as well. Look inside here. Do you see this detail? And the brand is Fashion Built. I think that's a B. Tell me what you think. Comment below and tell me the coat is whatever brand you think that says. Does that say Fashion Built? Coats for all seasons, custom size. So it's 100% pure wool. You know what's about to happen, right? You know what's about to happen. Back it up. How has this fantastic coat survived without moth holes? It is something I will look for on it, obviously. Check out that detail, that braided detail. This fits. Like, how do you get rid of something like this? How am I ever supposed to sell this? So in my town, we have a very historic downtown district, and tell me that this coat would not look best like downtown with this beautiful little piece of luggage, like I'm just strolling with some shopping bags or something as a cover shot. Like, am I daydreaming to think that that's how this needs to be sold? I am in love with these vintage clothes, you guys, and like, if you can't tell that vintage is my happy place, you can see why I dropped everything to go down there when they told me these clothes were available, right? Look at these details. Here is another coat. This one is Lily Ann San Francisco, and look up comps on Lily Ann coats, guys. This is like a furry type of material. Can we pick that up on the camera there? There you go. Look at her. Look at her. Girl, get on my body. Oh, I'm so thankful it's a little tight in the shoulders, because I would want to keep this too. Especially this piece being a mom and it is black, because, you know, you have like little sticky fingers coming up to you all the time. But, this piece is, it's a little tight here too. So yeah, this one will probably, this will be on my eBay. Can you just... look, oh my gosh, the longer I look at it, I'm like, I don't know, should it be on my eBay? What you do if you brought home these vintage clothes and they just fit and they're fantastic? I'll get over it, I promise, but not anytime soon. I promise they're not all vintage coats, but this one is. Look at this. This isn't a piece I would keep because I think this may be real fur, and I just don't want to wear it. I'll sell it, but I don't want to wear it personally. So this is again Lily Ann San Francisco, And this one comes with its own little patent leather belt. It says Lily Ann on the back here as well. And this lady took such impeccably good care of her items, and girl, I am thanking you for it. This beautiful, look at this cool vintage hanger. They had some of these also, but it looked like they were wanting to keep them. This coat is so heavy. I have looked up some Lily Ann San Francisco pieces, and they can go $500, $700. This one's tight in the shoulders too, and again, being fur, I would not keep it. Does not want to fit here either. So I would have to ask a friend to model this one for me, but again, very Jackie O. I think this is supposed to, once you have it closed, it's supposed to go around the front here. This is so pretty. This deserves a pillbox hat, 100%. And honestly, this one being like $500 to $700, I would not be keeping it, just because I would not be able to justify spending that on a coat for myself. So that would be the equivalent if I kept it. It would be like spending that. So, but this coat will be for sale on my eBay. If you guys see something that you like, or if you're here not as a reseller but as a vintage clothing lover, then the link to my eBay store is always in the description of my videos. Let's see some vintage clothes. And a fun little fact about vintage children's clothing, especially the Made in America clothes, full circle skirts, dresses, things like that, is the impressive amount that I sell to Japan. I feel like most of my vintage children's clothes wind up in Japan, or Oregon, Portland, Oregon especially, California, somewhere, and they still have like a Japanese name tied to them, and I'm just thinking that they're probably eventually going to wind up over there. They're being shipped over there. Maybe the shipping is cheaper the way they've worked it out, rather than through the eBay GSP. But I'm telling you, there are a ton of Japanese buyers who just absolutely love vintage children's clothing, and so that's probably who's going to wind up with this pretty little dress coat that matches very well with the one that I just showed you. The brand on this is Yorkster, and it has this adorable little name written in it. You know, no one wanted to lose their coat. It snaps here. It is lined in red, and this coat is so beautiful. I will look to get upwards of $100 for this, unless I pull up comps and it's worth a lot more than that. That is what I will probably sit and wait to get something like that for this coat that is from the 60s. Now, one of these kids' coats, I think it was maybe this next piece, actually did have something in the pockets, and when I pulled it out of the pockets, it was this Wrigley spearmint chewing gum wrapper, and I immediately grabbed it and said I will be selling that as well. My husband said no way, and I looked it up, and this is worth about $12 for this empty wrapper, about 12 bucks over on eBay. So yes, check the pockets of the vintage items and sell that stuff too. Here's another little kid's outfit, and I think this might be the piece that had the Wrigley, the gum wrapper in it. You're not ready for this. This level of cute. This is a boy's coat that comes with this little trapper style hat with a bill in the front and ears on each side. And then, are you ready for this? Okay, it's lined in this furry material, and then inside there are these pants that zip up the sides, cover the shoes a bit with a piece of elastic, actually go around the shoes. The zipper on these are falcon, and they have suspenders on these little breeches. Guys, this outfit is so cool. So the brand on this is Sears Roebuck. It is just Sears. 30 months is the size, so 2T, I guess. Maybe 3T. There's a little spot there. I think I'll be able to get that off. And this set, looking probably again at least $100 on a set like that. I've sold vintage girls dresses for over $100. On average, children's vintage clothing sells around $20 for very basic stuff, and that's basic stuff from the 80s. That from the 60s, being a three-piece ensemble, like $100 is not going to be hard at all. It may go for more than that. Do not sleep on vintage children's clothing, because it is worth a pretty penny to collectors, because you don't see it very often. These little vests that I found, they were just hanging up like this. I did not even look through these. I grabbed the entire thing once I saw this second one here. So a lot of these vests are double-sided. Here's one that once you flip it on the other side, it has this plaid pattern. Obviously wanted that. This next one, let me just take this first one off so you can truly see and appreciate the rivets all over this denim vest. Oh my gosh. A little bit of a sloppy eater there. There's some food on it, but this vest is so cool. And I don't know if any of these have tags on them, if they're all handmade. If they are handmade, someone did a fantastic job. Family was obviously very well to do, so they could have just been custom made by a local tailor. Let me pull that one off and show you this beautiful velveteen style corduroy on this side, and I will check all of these little pockets. Maybe they don't open, just to make sure we don't have any more gum wrappers. The back of this one is a satin-like material. This one matches the first one that we saw, and then there is another set here that is a duplicate that has 2 sizes. So big brother, little brother type situation. This and reverses to a navy blue on the other side. These vests are so cool. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 vests all together. Again, paid $1 a piece for these. Not quite sure exactly how they'll comp out, but I can't see them being less than $20 a piece. Obviously could be substantially more than that, especially something that's a cool corduroy one, or the like the denim style one. Those should go for more than that. But let's just say if I sold them for $20 a piece, these vests alone would pay for my entire haul, and I would already be in the profit at buying them for $1 a piece. Have I told you how excited I am that I got the call about this haul? About this this load of vintage clothing that they had brought in? Okay, here is another item. This is Jack Tar Togs is the brand. Jack Tar Togs. You can see the Union label there. Again, I hope to familiarize you enough with these labels. Even if you cannot find these in the wild all the time, when you do see them, you will be able to spot them. Guys, look at the font on a vintage piece and familiarize yourself. Like, that's a 60s font. That is a 60s colorway on the tag. You have to be able to look at these tags and say, that's from the 60s, that's from the 80s. That's going to help you a lot of the time, and then you can confirm that with things like an RN number lookup. This is an adorable little coat. Here's the back of it. And it comes with this little hat. This is so cute. Look at this little hat. Has a tiny, tiny bill in the front here. And I think that this is supposed to snap all the way around, but I'm not exactly sure. I need to look up and see, like, is this missing something? Because it has just this one little snap here, and it has the chin strap. I don't know if there was supposed to be another piece here, so I'll have to see if he's missing something. This coat is so cool. So again, I'm looking for maybe $50 to $100 on something like that. You guys correct me if I'm wrong. I haven't sold a lot of kids vintage outerwear, more clothing, so I could be way off on the outerwear. Watch my what sold videos and you'll see what they sold for sure. And I probably won't be waiting until December or winter or anything to list those. I'll probably just get them listed right away, because again, a lot of my vintage clothing buyers are in other parts of the world where anything, you know, below our equator, they're having winter now. They need these winter clothes now. While we were digging through these Gaylords, which are like those large boxes that like watermelons or something come in, we found this collar. My son found it and he said, I think that you grabbed the jacket that goes to, Mom. So it's just this, I really want to say it's a faux fur, but perhaps it's not. It's a pretty good construction. This may be a custom piece, and it snaps onto one of the jackets. So I have this little faux fur, regular fur, I'm not sure. So I'm going to probably put that in the listing that I'm not sure if this is real fur or not. I have another women's blouse here. How beautiful is this one? So, so pretty. There is a gathered waistline here and it snaps on the side. The brand on this one is, let's see, Notations, 100% polyester, made in China. So nothing, again, super special about the brand here. Guys, this one is a size 8 also. Should I do it? Should I do it? I did it. This piece actually fits really well throughout the shoulders, but it does not have a chance in the waistline here where it's gathered. So again, that's good. That means I can sell it. It's pretty up here though, right? My son grabbed this piece and at first I was like, no. And then I got to looking at it and I was like, oh yeah, actually, yes. Straight out of the 70s. Come and knock on my door. Wait, I think that was the 80s. Anyway, this beautiful cardigan could be yours for the low, low price of whatever eBay says it's worth. How pretty is this? Let me pull my hair out of here. Oh, she's pretty. She doesn't fit. Again, lady was a little petite, doesn't quite go down to the wrist there, but this cardigan is so pretty. Check out this pretty top. This is Haberdashery is the brand. It has that beautiful seam here that is puckered, kind of a balloon, a puffy sleeve. It has a beautiful collar, fold down collar here, just a button up blouse. Haberdashery is the brand and it's a size 8. I picked this up because it's fantastic, and again, I want to alter it for my vintage private label. This is such a beautiful librarian shirt here. It has an embroidered detail, this pleated front. If you know keywords for this particular style of shirt, please let me know. We'll not be keeping this. This one is for sale. And the brand on this one is Yves St. Clair. And if you think I did not see that Y and get super excited that it could be YSL, you are mistaken, because you know your girl got excited. Made in Korea, size 8, 100% polyester. Really cool shirt. Just everything vintage doesn't have to be made in America. That just helps if it is. This is made in America, is single stitch. Again, long sleeve shirt. So you want to look for the single stitch detail at the bottom. It did have that. This is on a Screen Star's Best tag, size large. And something that is really trendy in vintage tees is any type of like a religious or Jesus theme. This says catch the spirit and has fire and a cross, obviously, you know, catch the Holy Spirit. I like this shirt. Won't be keeping it. It's white. It would never stay white, and it says United Methodist Church, Advance, Missouri on the back. So really cool shirt there. Again, might surprise some of you guys, but things with a religious theme go really well in vintage t-shirts. Another vintage t-shirt I found is this one that says, "No thanks, I'll walk," Reebok walking shoes. This is on a Reebok tag. Beautiful, very thin, super soft, single stitch t-shirt. The one that I just threw in the floor is another women's dress shirt. I'll quit boring you and trying these on. This one has a scarf detail as well. Who am I kidding? I kind of do want to try this on. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. You know that movie 9 to 5 with Dolly Parton? Yeah. It's probably a good thing that these sleeves are, this is supposed to be a long sleeve shirt, okay? That's how petite she must have been. I could just pull this up and make this like, I'm serving ice cream. I feel like I work at an old soda, like as a soda hop or something. Definitely doesn't fit here. She didn't have the hips I have, maybe? I don't know. I told you we're not quite the same size, but yeah, I feel like I work as like a soda jerk or something. This is interesting. How many scoops do you want in your malts? I think I'm gonna do like 2 more pieces and then maybe like a bag and a pair of shoes, and then have to break this video because you guys have probably been sitting here for a very long time, but I can tell you from looking at that stack that some of the best stuff is in the bottom of it. So don't miss part 2 of this video that is coming out the day after this one posts live. That video will come out. So here is a dress I will not be trying on. This is a beautiful red velvet children's dress that has this lace detail all over. This is another vintage zipper. Clark, I think, is the brand on the zipper here. And this says Suzanne Goddard design for Buffy. Can you see that? Okay, so again, you should be able to look at tags like this, feel the material of them, and know right away that it is a vintage design. This just says dry clean only. Not seeing any union tags or anything, but you always want to look in the side seams of vintage clothing for stuff like that as well. This is a beautiful piece. Super, super pretty. There is one small stain here that I will try to work out of this piece of lace. Super, super pretty. Okay, so last piece of clothing, and I'll show you a bag and a pair of shoes, and then everything else is going to be in part 2 of this video. The brand here is Poet by Nicola. Poet by Nicola, and it's a size 10, 100% polyester, made in Korea. Look at this pretty, pretty, pretty top. Again, I can put this on my model, like oh my gosh, the buttons are down the side of this. Let's try this on. You guys already know what's about to happen. at this point, if you don't think I'm gonna try to put every single one of these pieces of clothing on that I can fit onto my body, whose video have you been watching? What are you doing with your life? We don't even know each other. How do you button this? How does one person get into this? Gosh, these women had to be married. How are you gonna get into your clothing? Okay, hang on. Let me make sure I'm buttoning this up right. You have to start from the bottom because you have to know which holes line up by the time you get all the way up here. Oh my gosh, how do I button this? Wait, I think I can do it. I think I buttoned the wrong one. No? Oh, there it is. Oh, Lord. Honey, by the time you got these clothes on in the 70s, it was a workout. It's equivalent of like getting in a corset or something. I think I missed a button somewhere. You get the general idea. Oh, she's so pretty. When I say she's so pretty, I'm not meaning like she, like me. I'm saying like this top is so pretty. I love it. Oh, I don't know how well it really fits. What do you think? Is this a keeper? This is pretty, guys. I don't know. This one, the sleeve length, like it fits good if my arms are down, but like if I'm in church and I want to get my praise on, I better have it unbuttoned. I don't think this thing would have a prayer. Trying to praise in the front row with this top. Let's button it up and see what happens if I try to get my praise on. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. Oh, she's pretty. That's just such a unique detail, but I don't know if it fits very well because you can see the brown of the next layer whenever I move. So, is this a keeper? Okay, so while I was there, I'm not sure if these shoes actually came out of the same estate, but they had other pallets out that they were sending to Mission to be recycled. And I look over and what do I see but these Reebok Classic, and they are satin. Oh girl, hang on. Let me see if okay. This is satin. Can you see that? That's showing up, that's shining. Can we say basically brand new? I bent these. They are not cracking, not dry rotting anywhere. Paid $1 for these Reebok Classic, and these are in a size 7.5, I believe. They're a women's, whoops. They are a women's size 7. Fantastic shoes. They're so cool, you guys. Okay. Last item that I want to show you when I pick my stuff up off the floor here. Again, this piece is not vintage. So while I'm looking around at all this stuff to be missioned, I was like, I know I didn't just see what I think I just saw. I'm not sure if this came out of this lady's haul, but they were going to throw this out. It just wasn't appealing. Tory Burch. Canvas and leather color block tote. It does have a little bit of wear, and maybe that's why they were originally going to throw it out. Guys, don't predetermine that at a thrift store what someone is willing to work on or what someone wants. A Tory Burch tote, this will sell, you know, there's a lot of sold comps around $100 to $125 for this. Tory Burch, you guys, really? Just throw that out. Just that should be recycled. That's the thing that doesn't belong in the store. Because I walked by Walmart and Target purses to get to the back to where this was being thrown out. This was in the thrift store's trash. Wait till y'all see the rest of the stuff that was in the thrift store's trash, because part 2 of this is about to get crazy. Please consider subscribing. I would love so much to have you here. I try to be informative and also entertaining at the same time, and I hope that comes through to you guys. But more than anything, I just appreciate you watching because you're my co-workers, and doing this job with someone makes it even more fun than it already is to save all of this really cool vintage stuff. God bless you guys in the biggest way. And remember, today, tomorrow, every single day, that you gotta work it like a job. You gotta work it like it's your business. You got to treat your business like your business. Oh my gosh, don't get makeup on it. Don't get makeup on it. Oh, I didn't get makeup on it. Do I look like Mrs. Rogers? It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. A beautiful day for a neighbor. Won't you be mine? Could you be mine? Nothing in the pockets. Don't get the makeup on you. Don't